Baby, rubber to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm, that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man.
It's your host, Gabe Morales. This will be our last episode on my book, Latino Music, Violent Influences in Latino Rap Today. In the last two episodes, I talked about the roots of hip-hop and how rap music was an important and vital part of that subculture. I also covered the influences of Latinos in the music art form and how songs can be relayed positively or negatively.
Hustle off a sack, write your name on a bullet. Ball heads, blue rags, no skinny jean fags. Blue flame from the heat, blood stains on the cash. Crossed out on the wall, pouring liquor when they fall. Money in a dope, homeboy, I want it all. Hit them where it hurts, put they homies on the shirt. Ask them where he from, then I let it squirt. Gang bang tactics, strap made of plastic. Hective on the streets, I'm a cold ghetto bastard. Do it for the stripes and my homies doing life. Do it for the gang, I'm just trying to live my life. Using the lose, paying my dues, keeping it true, yeah, that's all that I do. Aiming, I shoot.
I'm not sure how many parents today are aware of just how much influence social media has on their kids. I'd say probably more influence than you do, if you let it. While some rappers have realized that the gangbanging crowd is a relatively small market, a few stay focused on it. I guess to try to prove that they are not studio gangsters by actively putting in work on the streets, which almost always gets them arrested and incarcerated. Some use this as material for future raps. But let's not forget the obvious. They leave numerous victims behind due to their recklessness, including family members.
It's dark in the nighttime. Fools tripping and I'm holding on a Glock 9. Hopped in the Cadillac and put my foot on the gas. I hope my enemies are ready for the gauge blast. Hit the north side, I know where they be chillin' at. Hollow tips, so they domes gon' be pulling back. We hit the corner, but the scene look kinda dead. They must be lucky, cause tonight I'm aiming for their head. Hopped out the ride, but I'm trying. Against the wall, CL20's knocking rated. IGI's tripping, validated, shoot ready. Brown incarceration, got my people living daily. Gang wars back to back to the hole is where they send me. Back against the wall, CL20's knocking rated. IGI's tripping, validated, shoot ready. Brown incarcerated, got my people living daily. Gang wars back to back to the hole is where.
And so, when you pay a lot of attention to them and buy their music, you are harming your own community, almost as if you were pulling the trigger yourself. Other rappers state they're no longer about that life, yet some of them continue to talk about things like slinging dope, being strapped, and blasting someone, often the 5-0, the cops, etc. I tried to get several gangster rappers to come on this show to speak with me and give interviews about why they do what they do. I even gave some neutral questions in advance so they wouldn't get blindsided and could agree on my line of questioning. But while some showed interest, they always backed out at the last minute. Maybe they feared bad publicity that an interview might bring out. So in my chapter 8, I talk about leaving the gang lifestyle, the vida loca. And I talk about how some rappers have turned it around and actually use rap to condemn violence. Some of them are reborn Christian, but not all. A good example would be MC Boulevard on his CD, Heart and Soul. I remember he also put out a pretty good song in the documentary Lives in Hazard, which was about the movie American Me, starring Edward James Olmos, who I believe also produced the documentary. And you can feel his pain in the song, I Remember You Only.
I want to get rushed into the barrio ese.
Hey, hold on, carnalito. Let me tell you a true story that might change your mind about being in a gang. I remember when we were just a couple of mocosos.
I was in trouble all the time and getting caught with revolvers. But it was fun and we had so many good times. Me and you, we put our troubles behind. It was the two of us kicking it day and night. Looking forward to the chance that we would get in the fight. To the 2nd Street boxing. Cada día, then we met up with some vatos that belong to a pandilla. They hit us up, where you from? I said, no, man. They replied real quick and said, que jump to a gang. Nosotros controlamos aquí, chavalas. We heard that you were tough, sabes que we call the balas. I looked at my canal, my homie, my dog. Before I had a chance, the gangsters hit him with the low. Ran up to home, and I gave him up. Busted him in the grip, but todavía no hizo caso. So they jumped me from behind. I tried to hold my ground. Before I knew it, man, my body went down in the De verdad no me recuerdo. All I could remember was my homies sufriendo. It only lasted about a minute or two, but to me, it seemed like it would never be through. After they rushed us, they came and shook our vices. Now they respect us before they despised us. We're in a gang now, pues de modo. Me and my homie became two down cholos. I remember you, homie. Yeah, I remember you, homie. They said I remember you like if it was yesterday.
Music influences people. Like I said, they can be influenced in negative ways or positive ways. People influence society, and society influences professions, such as musicians, including rappers. That is the truth. In chapter 9, I talk about how music influences society. And I don't want to give away the whole book, otherwise you guys won't buy it. But this is a little example of some of the stuff that's in it. And we have a very, very special guest here today. He is a dynamic individual, very gifted individual. And he was featured in my book on hip hop, covering some of the negative as well as positive influences on hip hop. And I'm glad to say he's one of the positive influences. We also, he may recall, back in the day, we performed, not together, but we both were at an event at the Youth Detention Center here in King County, and we performed in front of youth, and then they were digging it, man. They were digging and bobbing. It was an assembly, and Wuna Kim, who was the recreation director down there, brought us in, and she's a great individual also. We got a lot of great people here in Seattle, King County, Washington State that are into the hip hop and working with our youth. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce King Kaz. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. Real good.
All right. Tell us, you started 206 Zulu here in Seattle, correct?
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that, how that developed.
That was a little bit later, around 2004. It was, just a platform for the hip hop community. We saw that there was a lot of, need to coming together, and people were more susceptible to seeing that kind of greater vision of strength in numbers, and just coming together and trying to use hip hop as a platform for doing positive things and making change, and really just kind of returning into the essence of, the culture. A lot of times we kind of get jaded, and as it kind of evolves into the industry and things like that, and which is, beautiful thing. But we really just wanted to preserve the essence of the culture, and come together and have a platform for young people to just explore themselves, interpersonal relationships, life skills development, community empowerment, self-empowerment, through the elements of hip hop, and most importantly, the knowledge, having that traditions and the cultures and coming together as in a holistic way.
Yo, it's future power, boy. Where we want them, in those cornerstones with 1,000 microphones. Yo, so blessed be the scriptures and blessed be the child that understands these pictures, and that's why I roaming wild. So blessed be the scriptures and blessed be the child that understands these pictures, and that's why I roaming wild.
Styles ridiculous, techniques infamous, reach into my bag of darkness and spark this. Styles ridiculous, techniques infamous, like an arsonist, blow it up like a terrorist.
Swarm, better pull the alarm, man. Crew stay armed and ready to blow like a bomb. It's original lyrical more, fitting to get it up any job. I'm prepared, never scared. I lace cuts like the father now. Don't even bother with your drama. If you want to see me, then you better come with that piece or get hemmed up deep. It's like that, and if I got your back, there ain't no limits to the winnings. We commence with many blessings. Now the name is on the map, the 206 to be exact. We taking it back to 1985. The way is all the way live. Just keep them hands to the sky. Now pump the fists up real high. Now pump the fists up real high. Now pump the fists up real high.
And the final chapter, the future, El Futuro, talks about what we can do as a society, as adults, as young men and women, and to better influence our children to make better decisions in life and not become a statistic, a casualty in the drug wars and gang wars. People know me, know that I do a lot of prevention and intervention. Maybe some of you have attended some of my workshops in that regard. Services, some people may get offended with some of my language, but I'm gonna give it to you real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, okay? Because this is what it is. I gave a classes. I gave a class to
Several years ago, I committed a crime, having no one else to blame. I realized the fault was mine.
And in the back of the book, I acknowledge a lot of the people that have helped me complete my mission of gang prevention and intervention over the years. So if I left you out, please accept my apologies, because I know a lot of you are doing many good things out there. And I appreciate it, and I know the kids appreciate it. I think I've stated before that in the past, some of these rappers have actually threatened me online because I exposed them with the basic conclusion that they were just out to make money off underdeveloped minds and lost souls. But I hope in this series I've relayed correctly that the rap game is not all bad, and that there are many positive rappers out there that make young and old people think and bring up relevant issues in our communities. I think that Pastor Rocha, formerly known as Sir Dino, would agree there's always room for change, and souls can be saved before it is too late.
And I lost myself. I actually have an album called What Have I Become? And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm dressed the way I was at that point as a drug dealer. I have a leather jacket, I have gold on, I have all this stuff. And I'm looking in the mirror at my old self, dressed just like a regular homeboy with the Pendleton and just very humble upbringings. And I was literally feeling that, like, what have I become? But I couldn't stop the spiral. And this is probably why you became one of my biggest critics, was because the industry and what I got involved with and the people I got involved with and the prison gangs I got involved with, it was a spiral that I could not stop. And then it turned into detectives and task force and everything else, which it finally came down to this huge case called Operation Black Widow. And because of my involvement in the GUN CD, everything came crashing down. And finally, it was my third felony, second time being arrested by the FBI. I was put in solitary confinement. I realized, obviously, I'm not a very good criminal because I keep getting caught. You know, something has to budge, something has to change. And it was there in solitary confinement that I said, God, if you are real, and I said this to God, I said, God, if you can change me the way you did my dad, then please change me from the inside. In 2013, I released a Christian Dino album. A lot of people don't know about that. It's on every platform for download. It was called Call to Reach the Masses. And then a few years after that, I recorded a single with my wife. My wife is the one that leads worship at the church here. Beautiful singer, beautiful woman. I booked a studio session and we recorded a single, you know, and that is called God is Faithful.
So that's it for this video. Hope you learned something new and that you buy my book. That's available on Amazon.com. All you got to do is Google Latino music, violent influences, and Latino rap today. Thank you for watching and listening, and please take care out there. God bless.
Then you better come with that peace or get hemmed up deep. It's like that, and if I got your back, there ain't no limits to the winnings. We commence with many blessings. Now the name is on the map, the 206 to be exact. We taking it back to 1985. The way is all the way live. Just keep them hands to the sky. Now pump the fists up real high. Now pump the fists up real high. Now pump the fists up real high.